Hello, everyone. My God. Sorry. Hello, everyone. It has been a bit. Well, not a bit, but you know. So been like editing a bunch of videos, and it's been actually going like a lot faster than it used to take. So, wanted to like quickly just whip out a video. So today I'm gonna be reading another old story, and this is called The Zodiacs. Now, the Zodiacs is like a very common like thing people will like write stories about, right? This was another magical girl story sometime after I finished Planet Guardians. I guess I wanted to atone for my sins of Planet Guardians being bad. Um, I actually have not read this in a very long time, so a lot of this will be as new to you as it is to me. Um, Fun fact, quite recently actually, this was one of the stories I was considering making like an animated pilot of something. Um, I think uh I'm pretty sure, like, on my Discord, a lot of people really like this post-apocalyptic element story. Meanwhile, I think on my Instagram, more people like the Zodiacs, but I really wanted to do Hybrid High. I don't think many people voted on Hybrid High, but I just ended up doing Hybrid High because, I don't know, one of my earliest stories, even before Planet Guardians, so that was interesting. Um, Now, usually before we read, I'll like read you like some information documents and stuff. Um, Normally I'd say like I don't know, spoilers or whatever, but I don't know. I didn't, as always. I didn't finish as like with most of my stories. I didn't finish this one, so I don't think it matters. Let's not read season 4 yet. Also, there's gonna be like I called it seasons, but like it wasn't a show; it was a written story. But anyway, let's look at what I had planned for these series and my story summaries. So, the Zodiac, season 1. In the fictional world of Elementia are 5 kingdoms. 4 to represent each of the elements, each ruled by the person who guards those elements, and the 5th being where the queen lives. Elementia is overtaken by dark wizards in the queen's weakest state while being pregnant. Because of this, the Zodiac soldiers, who protect the guardians and the queen, are weakened and killed, using their remaining powers to send their parents out to 13 kids living on Earth, since the entirety of Elementia is shrouded in darkness, and all people there in a comatose state. A girl named Lema begins high school, and a strange girl named Kunsong begins to attend her school. Becoming her friend, she learns of her princess lineage and being the guardian of the element Earth. Leia is tasked with collecting the other Zodiacs, as well as finding the 3 other princesses with the help and assistance of Cassiopeia, Queen of Constellations. During Leia, she questions what this is all about, and why she is the one who got to do most of the work. Okay, um, so, for this, I wanted to try to find a way to incorporate the elements. I guess was, uh, that was I guess my way of doing that is like zodiacs work for this element thing. Also a very common theme in stories. I don't think Cassiopeia is the queen of constellations in Greek mythology. um, Let me just see. Yeah, she was supposed to be like the mother of Andromeda and stuff in Greek mythology. I don't know. It was a whole thing. Um, Oh, also, when people write stories about the zodiacs, commonly, the Gemini is like actual twins, and there's also Ophiuchal. God, Ophi, Ophiuchus, Ophiuchus. People commonly like throw in Ophiuchus, the 13th zodiac. I didn't. Um, okay. That was season 1. I think I got like about halfway through season 1. So this is season 2. All zodiacs have been claimed, and the queen has finally given birth to her quadruplets. In discovering how quickly her newly born daughters have aged, and already they have powers, she has a talk with the gods, who say that they are new elemental guardians. And so Cassiopeia then decides that her new children should get guardians. And after a day of selecting who she should make protect her daughters, yet again these guardians are killed along with the rise of the Dark Wizards yet again. Though this time our new members of the Dark Wizards join the Zodiacs, the Elemental Guardian Princesses, and Queen Cassiopeia in a quest to protect the baby princesses. So I think for season 2, there's already the Zodiacs, so 13 characters plus her 8 children. So the Queen and the new Dark Wizards. So 26 characters. And I wanted to add in another group of like 12 or 13. We'll look at my resource documents in a second. But I wanted to do another 13. Also, can I just say, the Zodiacs is like entirely different for me now that I've read Homestuck and had my Homestuck phase and all that. The Zodiac Season 3. This was a short story. Old Zodiacs and new Zodiacs have bonded together, but a group of people appear at the castle, explaining an unnatural surge of powers. Eventually, they learn that they are a group of new guardians, and these guardians meet the already existing guardians. After some training and fun, they are accepted as new official elemental guardians, with Cassiopeia giving them the power to die only of old age. Yeah, I think because there's the Zodiacs and then the elemental princesses, because I wanted there to be more than 8 elements. This was my way of having the other 8 elements and not have Cassiopeia giving birth a billionth fucking time. And then season 4. The Zodiacs are back once more. This time the gods and goddesses of Olympus call her, Cassiopeia, over to Olympus, where she's finally turned back into a goddess. She was never a goddess, I don't think. I think she was just a human, but okay. The Zodiacs are forced to have their final test when the former leaders of the Dark Wizards are back. But this time only as a pair. When the Zodiacs survived when the past Zodiacs were unable to. Subject to change. My god. I don't think I have much to elaborate on. Trying to think of something to say. Yeah, I don't know what's up with these Dark Wizards. Clearly, I'm bad at coming up with my villains, though, so. So let's look at my ideas document. So I remember I did reference, I remember I definitely, referenced, websites on Zodiacs, and I was definitely having, a lot of trouble, excuse me. I definitely had a lot of trouble, trying to figure out, which of the Zodiacs would be boys and girls, and now because, it's 13, um, it's all the usual 11, and then 12, but Gemini is, 2. It kind of throws off the balance of things, even though I wanted things to be balanced, but anyway. So the main 5 members of royalty. So there's Queen Cassiopeia of Constellations, she's calm. And I guess these have, one personality trait. Princess Shula of Fire is aggravated. Princess Morgan of Water is shy. Princess Avani of Earth is energetic. Princess Maria of Air is chill. And then the Queen's future daughters for season 2. Princess Jupiter of Nature, she's kind. Princess Natalie of Ice, anxious. Princess Onyx of Darkness, reckless. And Princess Lucinda of Light, dependable. And then Cassiopeia has a lot of husbands. And this is in order of most recent marriage. These marriages never went that well, I guess. Oops. So Gabriel is her current husband, and he's the father of the quadruplets. Yang is the father Morgan, general of the Water Kingdom army, former Water Guardian, and former king of the Water Kingdom. I don't I still don't know I still don't really remember what this was about. I mean, I guess, but I guess, because, like, the princesses didn't really take over, so, I don't know. Rylan is the father of Vivani, general of the Earth Kingdom army, former Earth Guardian and former king of the Earth Kingdom. Yulani is the father of Arya, general of the Air Kingdom army, former Air Guardian, former king of the Air Kingdom. Uriel is father of Shula, general of the Fire Kingdom army, former Fire Guardian, and former king of the Fire Kingdom. So these are like who is like assigned under who, basically. So the fire signs are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The water signs are Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Earth signs are Taurus. I think it's Taurus. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Also, I feel like with zodiac stories, the protagonist is like almost always the writer's zodiac sign. So obviously, the protagonist is Virgo because I'm a Virgo. So these are the zodiac holders, and because this was in middle school, you can bet that when I was writing these characters, I didn't really do a lick of research for any of these characters' ethnicities, but whatever. So Aries Miguelito Silveira is Portuguese. Also, by the way, I'm like pretty sure we didn't met. I'm pretty sure we didn't meet like any of the male characters in the story. I don't know. I don't remember if we met the Gemini twins. Or I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay. So Taurus is Margaret, Nakianzi, Ugandan. The Gemini twins are Parvati and Rajani Rao. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. They're Indian. Now in modern day, I know being Indian is like still kind of vague. So, if I this is definitely something I would love to reboot in some fashion. This is definitely something that I'm gonna fix. Cancer is Lolita Cardozo, and I know in the Western world this is a very loaded name. Leo is Kato Obama, just African, generally African. Thanks, that's me. What the hell? Virgo is Lema, she's Chinese. Libra, Kara Madarasi, Turkish. Scorpio, Kumang Kaya, Indonesian. And again, in modern day, I know now that this is very vague, needs to be a little more specific. Sagittarius, Mason Bristol, Australian. Capricorn, Anya Orlov, Russian. Aquarius, Lynn Kimball, Canadian. What the? I'm sorry, seeing Australian and Canadian amongst these other places are like funny to me, I guess. Pisces is Crescentia Dressler. And yeah. Also, I do remember, I think, obviously, I love my ships. I'm a romantic, so clearly there was gonna be ships. I'm trying. The only ship I really remember, I think Lolita and Anya were gonna get together, or they got together. Character personalities, I guess, are read these. So Queen Cassiopeia, she's calm and collected, but she does not like talking about others mentioning her past. She likes constellations, her family. She doesn't like her exes. Miguelito, he's courageous, determined, confident, enthusiastic, optimist, honest, passionate, but he's impatient, moody, short-tempered, impulsive, aggressive. He likes comfortable clothes, taking on leadership roles, physical challenges, individual sports. He does not like inactivity, delays, work that does not use someone's talents. Margaret is reliable and patient, practical, devoted, responsible, stable. But she's also stubborn, possessive, and uncompromising. She likes gardening, cooking, music, romance, high quality clothes, working with hands. She does not like sudden changes, complications, insecurity of any kind, synthetic fabrics. What are these likes and dislikes? I swear, I think I used the generator. I'm pretty sure I like pulled or that and or I just pulled all these off like a Zodiac website that was like, okay, you do this, this, and this. For Rajani, um, okay, that was the girl. She's gentle, curious. She can learn quickly and exchange ideas, consistent, but she's also nervous, indecisive, cold-hearted, unadaptable. She likes music, books, chats with nearly anyone, being confined. Being confined, okay, routine. She does not like being alone, repetition, magazines, short trips around the town. Okay, she doesn't like to leave at home. She's just like me. Our body, he's affectionate, adaptable, and exchange ideas. Okay, I guess they have a few things in common. Relaxed and very decisive, but he's also brutal, ordinary, inconsistent, and learns very slowly. He likes books, chats with nearly anyone, short trips around town, being alone, repetition, dislikes being confined, routine, music, magazines. Okay, so they're basically like almost like they're pretty clearly have a lot of things not in common. So Lolita, she's tenacious, highly imaginative, loyal, emotional, sympathetic, persuasive, but she's also moody, pessimistic, suspicious, manipulative, and insecure. She likes art, home-based hobbies, relaxing near or in water, helping loving ones, a good meal with friends, but she doesn't like strangers. Any criticism of mom? She's feeling of personal life? Some of these are like kind of ridiculous. Kato is creative, passionate, generous, warm-hearted, cheerful, and humorous, but I think he was a boy. He's arrogant, stubborn, self-centered, lazy, inflexible. He likes theater, taking holidays, being admired, expensive things, bright colors, fun with friends. He doesn't like being ignored, facing difficult reality, not being treated like a king or queen. Okay, maybe Kato was non-binary. Maybe that's what Kato's gender was. Lema. I don't know why I keep saying that. Soleil. She's loyal, analytical, kind, hardworking, practical, but she's shy. But her weaknesses are shyness, worry, overly critical of self and others, all work and no play. She likes animals, healthy food, books, nature, cleanliness, but she doesn't like rudeness, asking for help, taking center stage, disobeying authorities. She's kind of like me, because we're both Virgo. Clara, I don't remember your gender either. Cooperative, diplomatic, gracious, fair-minded, social, but they're also indecisive, avoids confrontations, will carry a grudge. Self-pity, they like harmony, gentleness, sharing with others, the outdoors, but they don't like violence, injustice, loud mouths, conformity. Come on. I don't remember your gender either. They're resourceful, brave, passionate, stubborn, a true friend, but they're also distrusting, jealous, secretive, violent. They like truth, facts, being right, longtime friends, teasing, a grand passion. They don't like dishonesty, revealing secrets, and passive people. Mason Bristol, strengths, generous, idealistic, great sense of humor, but he promises more than he can deliver. They're impatient, will sell anything, no matter how undiplomatic. Okay, it's kind of weird. Likes freedom, travel, philosophy, being outdoors. Doesn't like clingy people, being constrained. Off the wall theories, details. Anya, responsible, disciplined, self-control, good manager. She's also know-it-all, unforgiving, condescending, expecting the worst. Likes family tradition, music, understated status, quality craftsmanship, dislikes almost everything at some point. Flynn, Kimball. It's an interesting last name. So I'm reading, I think it's Kimball, but I read it as like Kimball. The ball is Kim. He's progressive, original, independent, humanitarian, but he's also running from emotional expression, temperamental, uncompromising, aloof. Likes fun with friends, helping others, fighting for causes, intellectual conversation, a good listener. Dislikes limitations, broken promises, being lonely, dull, or boring situations, people who disagree with him. And finally, for the zodiacs, Crescentia. He's compassionate, artistic, intuitive, gentle, wise, musical, friendly. She's also fearful, overly trusting, sad, desires to escape reality, can be a victim or a martyr. I don't understand that one, but okay. Likes being alone, sleeping, music, romance, visual media, swimming, spiritual themes. Dislikes know-it-all, being criticized, the past coming back to haunt, cruelty of any kind. Hey, for the Dark Wizards. So Lysandros Bosco, he wants to overtake the Queen. Agni Narang wants to overtake. He's assigned to become the Fire Guardian. He's chill. Blake Griffin, assigned to become the Water Guardian. Energetic. Italia Silvius. I feel like I recognize this somehow. Assigned to become the Earth Guardian. Shy. Yun Liao, assigned to become the Air Guardian. Aggravated. And also my ships. Vani x Italius, Morgan x Yoon, Arya x Lake, Shula x Agni, Kumang x Anya. Really? Could have sworn Lolita and Anya were supposed to get together. So ages, you don't care about that. Okay. So fire beats earth, is enhanced by air, be by water, Earth beats air, can either be beaten or enhanced by water, beat by fire. Air beats water, enhanced by fire, beat by earth. Water beats fire, beaten or enhanced by water, beat by air. Okay, powers. This was kind of hard to figure out. But so for air, so like all the zodiacs, like whatever element you're like protecting, like Aries is fire, right? I got that right? Yeah, Aries is a fire sign, so Aries and the other fire zodiacs automatically get fire. They also have a few other own like specific powers and stuff. So Aries turns into a ram or half ram, can use golden fleece to heal and restore stuff. Taurus turns into a bull or half bull, super strength, axe. Also, I gave them weapons. So the Gemini can make illusions, make second illusions of themselves, and they have bombs. So Cancer can turn into a crab or half crab and has a sword. Very original. So Leo turns into a lion or half lion, good at hunting down stuff. Boomerang. Virgo has a staff to do some magic, plus powers, can fly, can steal, and teleport. So Libra can use love-based powers, has a giant ring, scythe, so like two weapons, okay. Scorpio turns into a Scorpio half scorpion, can shoot poison at enemies, daggers. Okay, I'm not gonna read the obvious ones, so Sagittarius, summon bow and arrow, wow. Sagittarius is not getting the good pick of the crop or whatever. So Capricorn, spear, skilled at simply using her spear. Um, Aquarius gets air and water, and water can have different effects. Pisces can become any sea creature to trident. And then the former zodiacs. Some of these, I think a lot of these were based on like the Greek zodiacs. If that makes sense. So Aries is Xanth, Taurus is Finton, Gemini is Pollux and Castor, Cancer, Leo's Leo, Virgo's Ida, Libra's Atlanta, Scorpio, Sagittarius is Chiron, Capricorn is Amalthea, Aquarius is Ganymede, and Pisces is Koi. I think I made some of these up, to be honest. Koi sticks out to me. Second season, okay. The Neo Dark Wizards. Narion Bosco, I think that's his son. He wants to overtake the queen. Oren Aronson decided to become the nature guardian. Anxious. Issa Anema assigned to become the arts guardian. Kind. Kali Acharya assigned to become the dark guardian. Dependable. Kazuki Nakahara assigned to become the light guardian. Reckless. Also, I do remember, like, there was a weird thing. I think I said it in the summaries. The quadruplet princesses, they were aging quickly but weirdly, but I think the Neo Dark Wizards, besides Narion, had something weird. Like, I think these three might have been like I don't know. Now I'm not so sure. So for this third season, I guess these are all the elements I wanted to include. I probably wasn't gonna include all of them. Also, I know at some point. Okay, so at some point I was gonna like look into constellations to find where I could place these. If I'm doing the reboot and I'm keeping something similar to this, I'm sorry. Like if I'm keeping this, I'd probably like say like maybe Ophiuchus like breaks off and becomes a Zodiac leader, gets a new like element or something. I don't know. Uh, and that took God looking through all that ideas took 25 minutes. Let's actually read this. Hello, this is Queen Cassiopeia, and welcome to Elementia. I hope you enjoy learning about my world. Prologue: The Rise and Fall in Cassiopeia. Many years ago, when Greek gods were at their people's popularity, lived the queen, known as Cassiopeia. She ruled Ethiopia along with her husband Cephas, and she also had a daughter named Andromeda. Foolishly, she proclaimed that she and her daughter were more beautiful than the Nereids, a group of nymph daughters to the sea god Nereus. This angered the god Poseidon, but he flooded the country or directed the sea god Cetus to destroy it. In an attempt to save the kingdom, Cassiopeia and her husband contacted an oracle, who explained that the only way to appease the gods was to sacrifice their daughter. Cassiopeia's daughter doesn't matter in this story, however. Poseidon didn't want her to escape her punishment, and he placed her into the heavens and chained her to a throne. Many years passed, and Poseidon visited her and decided to go a bit easy on her. He unchained her so she could roam the tiny palace she was in. She didn't do anything suspicious, so he took her on a visit to visit Greece in disguise. Some years passed, and Poseidon meets the gods. When he meets gods with the gods to with the gods decide that she is deserving to become a goddess. She is gifted with the power to create new worlds and also becomes the guardian of the constellations. She immediately created a new world named Elementia. As a new goddess, she would likely be busy, so not only did she get humans to live there, but she gave her humans 4 special guardians, each one able to control the powers of the elements. They could only die from old age, so that would ensure no issues. A few more thousand years pass, and Cassiopeia wrongly kills a mortal. The context of what caused her to do this doesn't matter. Poseidon was angered at her decision to do yet another silly deed. He takes away her title, and she isn't allowed to get back to Earth. In talking with the Guardians, she is appointed Queen of the World of Elementia, and each Guardian gives her a portion of the land in the middle of Elementia. 1,000 more years pass, and Cassiopeia has 4 daughters, each to be the new elemental guardians, and she is understandably worried about their safety. She talks to a group of others who were banished to constellations, and learns that humans on Earth call them the Zodiacs. She did this by using a machine that can contact them from their constellations. She talks to all of them, and they agree to protect her daughters, because they want to show the gods they can do good deeds, some even hoping they can prove to the gods that they deserve to be as great and powerful as Cassiopeia was. About 20 years pass, and her world gets shrouded in darkness by a group of wizards, who call themselves the Dark Wizards. They did this because they believe that Cassiopeia doesn't deserve to rule. They want to overthrow the queen and become the guardians. They also succeeded in killing the Zodiacs, and Cassiopeia is worried for the safety of not only Elementia and its inhabitants, but also her daughters, her ex-husbands, and her new husband as well. Talking with Poseidon and the other gods, they allow her to visit Earth, since most Elementia residents were basically frozen in their place, as if they were frozen. Cassiopeia and her daughters then began their race to get the Zodiacs as fast as possible. Let a story begin right where we left off. Right. Now with a clearer voice, Chapter 1, so it begins, Lay. Hi reader, my name is Lay. I won't spoil anything, but I guess I'm the main character for this story. Avani. Avani, this time is gonna be so fun! Lay, why did I agree to this? Because you have no choice. Settle down, you guys. Now let's begin. Nobody's POV. Elementia's in darkness. We're the only ones who escaped. And all the Zodiacs are gone. What do we do now? A young girl with red hair, as fiery as the spirit, questioned. I think you know what we must do, another answered. The 4 girls gasped. You must find new Zodiacs. Planet Earth is full of life. The perfect place for candidates of the Zodiac, she explained, pointing at a familiar blue and green planet. You 4 shall seek your protectors on Earth. I have lists of all the places you need to visit, and a map so you know what to do. What about you? The girls cried. I'll move my constellation close to Earth so I can watch over you. You can come to me if you just shout, Cassiopeia, teleport! The girls nodded, and they were off. Lay's POV. Bye, honey! My mother yelled from the front door. I rolled my eyes and strolled to my school. Well, I guess I need to introduce myself. I'm Layma. I just started my 3rd year of high school, so my family's expecting me to be picking out colleges. Honestly, I'm okay with that. I just wish there wasn't so much pressure on me. Anyway, I got to school and sat in my class. I worked on my computer a bit, then my teacher forced the class to listen. As the student stood in front of the class. Class, please meet our exchange student, Avani Eartha, she introduced. A girl with brown hair fading to a dark green greeted us. Did you not learn the rules before coming here? Avani, you need to have all natural hair, remember? The teacher exclaimed, pointing at the green tips. But this is my natural. Yes, I'll get rid of it tonight, she smiled, one that seemed fake to me. I hate to be rude, but something about this Avani girl, it doesn't feel right. Wait, am being strange since she's just an exchange student. Vani, why don't you take a seat over there? The teacher gestured to the seat next to me. I sighed while the new girl greeted me. After a long day of lessons, it was finally lunchtime. I need to use the bathroom, but I don't know where it is. Can you help me? Vani questioned with an innocent smirk. Felt something off. But honestly, what can you do? So I showed her the bathroom. She stood around with me near the sinks. Are you going to the bathroom? Or I questioned. Bonnie just smiled back at me. Something's not right. Sophia, teleport! Vani screamed. I was confused. Avani conversed with a woman that was very tall and had dark blue hair with white dots and lines as if her hair was made of constellations. Here's a side note, for some reason, I always envisioned Cassiopeia to look kind of similar as Palutena from Kid Icarus. I never played the game, but I remember envisioning her as looking like Palutena, so I'm a little surprised because this is not what I remember at all. But moving on. Lema, my name is Cassiopeia. I'm a former goddess of constellations. The reason we brought you here is that my world, Elementia, is in ruin as we speak. A group of villains known as the Dark Wizards is the cause of this, she explained. Okay, but why did you bring me here to say all that? I shot back. Cassiopeia and Avani glanced back at each other for a moment. Seriously though, what am I here for? I have 4 daughters of the guardians of the 4 elements, and Avani has earth powers. Each of my daughters has 3 protectors. Like the Zodiac. We think you'd be the perfect replacement, Virgo. Cassiopeia smiled kindly. Replacement? My voice faltered. Being a Zodiac doesn't seem like a simple task. The former Zodiacs were killed in their fight against the Dark Wizards. It will be just as great as Atlanta. I know it. It was Atlanta? Hold on, my cat is okay, I'm back. Um, yeah, it was Ida. I looked at my notes wrong. This is great and all, but I don't know if I want to leave China behind. My mom and my other friends. I quivered as she spoke. We can tell you at this, but in the end, the only person who can make the choice is you. Oh no, I think someone at your school is causing trouble. This experience can help you. Avani, go back and try to help her. Cassiopeia spoke as she looked through a mirror. Vani nodded, and we transported down to my school. She saw a boy with curly platinum hair flooding the school. You can't get away with this! She shouted to the boy. He looked behind him and immediately began to shiver. Avani raised an eyebrow. Virgo! Avani shouted behind her to me. What? I didn't agree to this, but I'm still Virgo. Really? Take this! She flung a staff at me. There was a note attached. Say Virgo, the maiden, to transform, I read. I quickly shouted it out loud. I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest, but I was wearing some Greek style outfit. My stuff had these weird things that kept popping up, that I can only describe as holograms, but only I can see them. Water, steel! I shouted, which immediately gave me all the water, all of it floating to my staff. I opened a window and flung it into a nearby body of water. The boy looked panicked again, and he teleported away. I thought she was an earth. Huh? Hold on. Girl, what are your powers again? Yeah, she's earth. So why does she have water? It doesn't make sense, and I didn't spell that right. Where are the powers? Powers. Yeah, I don't understand why she can do water. She's an earth sign. That doesn't make sense. Ah, kinda weak, but still very adorable. Avani gushed to herself. Girl, no. Avani perked up all of a sudden, and we were back in the sky. You know exactly what you are doing. You make a fine Zodiac. Oh, do you have a decision? Cassiopeia questioned. I glanced down at the floor. Do you live a boring life of college, job, marriage, family, death? Oh my god. I can't believe I wrote that. Or become a Zodiac. You know what? I never saw myself going to college anyway. I'll do it, I smiled. The two cheered. Russia or Uganda next? Amani questioned. I looked at her confused. We're getting zodiacs from a number of places. Let's go to Russia first, since you don't know where to go. What about my mom and friends? I questioned. I may be ready to leave, but I'm still worried about them. Gemini's illusion powers have been masking anything off to humans, so they won't be able to tell the difference. Cassiopeia reassured me. After that, I packed up my stuff, made sure the illusion was there, and met Ivani. Headed to the airport. Ivani cheered on the plane. I tuned her out and tuned in one of the many books I brought with me. Russia, here we come. This did not age that well, but this was written before current world events. Okay. Chapter 2. This is way too easy. It should just be illegal. Oh well, what's the vague title supposed to mean? Well, anyway, I am tired. Yeah, be tired. But you're not supposed to be here. Dang, really gotta disappear, I guess. Anyway, begin, I guess. We got into Russia and somehow got into a school way too easily. They formulated a bunch of stuff and got into the school no problem. Plus, we used a mysterious power that allowed them to translate Russian into English for them, and vice versa, for anyone else that talked to them. Also, I just wanted to say, I don't understand how Gemini, all the past Zodiacs are dead. So how is Gemini using their powers? I guess it's the remnants of Gemini's powers or something. You couldn't buy an entire house per day. Probably could have gotten a hotel, but so they just decided to live Cassiopeia's home in the sky. We got into the school and coincidentally sat near a girl named Anya Orlov. I tried to pay attention to the teacher just by knowing that we will be out of the school in a week. Also, this doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess Lema is like, I mean, maybe she knows English. I don't know. In China, do you learn English? Like, why not Chinese for Lei? I don't understand. Anyway, during lunchtime, we noticed Anya was lonely and we sat next to her. Funny how usually the new kid usually gets people sitting near them, but now it's just the opposite, I mumbled. You guys have done that since it's a tradition after all. Anya responded while eating lunch. You're not from around here, are you? We shook our heads quickly. I mean, duh, we just moved here. I mean, I look very Asian. We could. Wait, what? Huh? I don't understand. We could suddenly feel an earthquake. Avani and I went to the bathroom, attempting to pass it off as if we genuinely needed to go to the bathroom. You guys, if you don't stay near, something really bad could happen, Anya yelled. Well, at least she's not just letting us head to the bathroom scot-free. We began running now and went into the bathroom, but I took out my staff and transformed into Virgo. Anya ran in just as I was transforming. Perfect. What? She shrieked in surprise. Avani just smiled and handed her a spear. Say Capricorn, the fish goat. I'm sorry. What? Anya stared at her in disbelief, but said it anyway. Maybe the flight was so tiring that I literally don't even remember what she looked transformed. What? Capricorn doesn't have many magical abilities, but you are very skilled at simply using your spear, Avani explained. She led us both outside and saw the same as before. How are you using earth powers now? Avani yelled as she used her earth powers to knock him into the air. What? He decided that I was more suited for being Earth Guardian, he whispered, and is that a blush? I really hope Avani doesn't try to date this guy, because there is no way she can date the enemy and try to save Elementia from the Dark Wizards, and, sorry, Capricorn threw a spear at the enemy. He panicked and ran away. Almost hear crickets. Almost. Am I really that scary? Anya questioned. We reassured her quickly, then took her to Cassiopeia. Start from the beginning. Cassiopeia smiled. Needless to say, we told her everything that was going on. And surprisingly, Anya sacrificed her entire future for this. Okay, when you put it like that, sounds kind of, you know. Welcome to my team! Avani greeted her by hugging her on the sides. Somehow, I was included with this too. Oh well. Origin of Ugandan Knuckles? What? The title is a joke. What's the point of a title that you explain? It's a good point, but I don't care. No long forwards as usual, because I don't want to write. Also, I'm just gonna take some artistic license on Uganda so I don't have to Google much. Oh my god, that's so not good. We all sat together. I'm glad we were together because we would probably lose each other. But the flight this time was 15 hours and 30 minutes, way longer than the last hour-long flight. At one point, everyone except Avani fell asleep. Avani having trouble sleeping on her second plane flight ever. Obviously, though, we made it to Uganda, which was very different from Russia. We were close to a school, which wasn't in the greatest condition, but it was just temporary. We ended up in a classroom of just 7 students. It was now day 3 at the school, and we couldn't find their tourists. How are we so bad at this? Avani questioned, holding the sides of her head. I just looked over to Anya. It's not us. You're just bad at telling us what we need to do, Anya growled in her unforgiving voice. We both heard it at least a few times in the flight. We cannot fight now. We have to find our Taurus, I interjected. We nodded. It was still lunchtime and we can't get up, or our teacher would tell us to sit down. Taurus are very reliable. Maybe we should ask for a few favors from other students, and maybe we'll get our Taurus, I suggested. The others agreed with me. I'll ask that girl when we get back to class, Avani beamed. No, I can do it myself, I growled back at her. Why are they being so, catty? Vani and Anya glanced back at each other and sighed in defeat. As they should. A bell rang and we headed back to class, and I asked a girl named Margaret Nokianzi, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Hey, can you water a flower for me? It's white and it looks like a bell, I asked her, dumbing down myself slightly, just to see if she could tell what flower it was. Taurus is also like gardening, so maybe she'd know flowers. She told me she could do it real quick and headed downstairs into the garden, doing exactly as I asked. She walked back to class with a smile and seated just as the teacher was ready to do her thing once again. She really is a Taurus. Or maybe she just likes gardening and can know what you mean when you talk about flowers so vaguely. After class, I told the girls about Margaret, and we decided we'd all go talk to her. Hey, thanks for watering that flower for me, I thanked. She nodded back with a smile from before still there. I guess she's one of the smiley types then, I guess. Oh, I just wanted to introduce my friends, Vanyartha and Anya Orlov. I'm Lima, by the way, I introduced. She greeted my friends. Well, I guess they're technically co-workers. I have no idea, to be honest. Vanya's annoying, and I don't like her too much, and I wouldn't want to call her my friend, but Anya is cool, and I wouldn't want to be mean to her by calling her just a coworker. I only ever really talked to Cassiopeia about work stuff, and I'm on a rant again, I guess. Well, she invited us over while we were just hanging. We summoned her to Cassiopeia, and she told her the big story, and as usual, one of the dark wizards was waiting for us, this time in Margaret's house, where her mom was. After we fight him, I want to say something to my mother. Is that alright? Margaret asked frantically. We allowed her, and he teleported back. Hey, cute Earth Guardian. Can you leave us alone just this once? Avani, Avani yelled, trying to be flirty to the guy. His face flushed, and he disappeared. Avani smiled at her work, but it was the flirting. I swear they better not be together by the end of this thing. Margaret approached her confused mother. Mom, I know I said I'd try to stay here and make a change, but I can't. I have to do this thing with these girls before I can do that. I'll visit soon, she apologized, and her mother hugged her. She greeted, and shortly after, let us be on our way. We're meeting my sister Morgan. She's shy and the guardian fodder. We're heading to Indonesia this time around, Avani explained. Finally, another guardian princess that's not annoying. I think a flight there is 4 hours, so maybe it won't be so bad this time around. We also gave Margaret her axe, which she quickly gave back. Smart move. Well, maybe we'll see something interesting in Indonesia. I almost said Oregon. I didn't expect this. Okay, I should have expected this to take so long. Um, I wanted to say something, but I lost my train of thought. Anyway, chapter 4, Morgan and Poison. Do we know what to write here today? Well, I doubt you're very excited for me to come, but hopefully we can at least have fun and stuff. Let's realize where the heck are the boy characters? At the moment, there's the four dads and Gabriel. Well, you know what they say, male characters just don't exist ever. On to the story now! Avani, Anya, Margaret, and I were on another flight. This time to Indonesia. You'll force Avani to sit alone this time around, and honestly, I'm so grateful. It's relaxing to be with them anyway. So, this might be a kind of weird question. Do you prefer dating boys, girls, both, or neither? Neither. I'm Aries, meaning I don't experience romantic or that kind of attraction, I told her. It's not anything super special, but I wasn't planning on telling anybody who didn't ask. Oh, okay. We looked over at Margaret, and she looked absolutely lost. She shakily asked us what we meant, and we both informed her. When we got off the plane, we decided to rest our feet while Avani texted other people. I looked over and saw she was in a group chat with Morgan and also some other people like Shula, Arya, and Gabriel. Wonder who they are. She was texting Morgan, and the others seemed to congratulate the two for some reason. I was interrupted by reading her text messages, which, by the way, yes, I know that's a bit weird. Wells, get up, we're gonna see Morgan! She sang as she grabbed us and made us sit up a little too harshly. We followed her and saw a girl with her eyes to the floor, her wavy waist-length blue hair standing out from the crowd. She had shy, pale blue eyes with an almond shape. She had a very soft face, too. Morgan! Vonnie shouted. Morgan perked up and smiled shyly and walked, while Vonnie ran to give her a hug. We walked quickly up to the two as they greeted each other. You know it's only been 2 weeks, right? Morgan asked nervously. Vonnie nodded. She introduced us to Morgan, and Morgan to us. We learned that she was 18 and the youngest of all her sisters at the moment. He also showed us her other two sisters. Chula, 21, eldest sister and guardian of fire, was easily aggravated. She had very poofy, but not necessarily curly red hair to match her fiery spirit that reached her shoulders. When I say red, I mean literal blood. She had a sharp jawline, and there was a scar on her cheek. It was Arya, 20, second eldest sister and guardian of air. Described was very calming, like a morning breeze. She had sandy blonde hair that almost covered her eyes and was tied into a ponytail that almost touched the floor. She had brown eyes too. Well, I hate writing descriptions, so let's just get to where we need to go. After they had a nice reunion, we somehow found our way into an Indonesian school. We were trying to find a Scorpio here, but we weren't sure where to look next. Scorpios are jealous, distrusting, and violent. Maybe we should start there, Morgan suggested. We agreed, and our first idea was to see if any of the popular girls at this school were like that. Well, we tried that during lunch. Surprisingly, the majority were actually very nice, except one. She glared at us most of the time. Can someone watch my lunch? I need to go to the bathroom, a girl named Komang Kaya requested. We all offered, but she denied immediately. Not you, one of my friends, she hissed. Morgan seemed to cower from her words, but the rest of us silently cheered. Bonnie began to reassure Morgan a ton, while Morgan seemed to be almost in tears. Komang being distrustful again? Yeah, she's like that a lot. She's still a true friend to the rest of us, one of her friends explained to us. We learned at this school in a few more days that a lot of girls would go to the bathroom in groups to talk and get gossip. None of us were really interested in that, but we still needed to. When Komang went to the bathroom a couple of days later, we went with her as soon as she exited the room. She turned around as she came in, and she punched a wall for no reason. Morgan cowered, so we all hid her behind us. Wow, maybe we should all just protect Morgan. Okay, fine topic. Why do you seem so obsessed with me? You're constantly trying to talk to me. Just looking at me, Mong yelled. We opened our mouths to try to explain. The one we least expected, Morgan, reasoned with her. Come on, I know it seems a bit weird, but we have something we need to show you, Morgan begged. Mong looked dazed, but we all shouted together. Cassiopeia, teleport! We were back to Cassiopeia again. She smiled down at Morgan, who mirrored her actions. We all began to explain to Komong, and we all took turns. Once we finished, she was just staring angrily at the floor. She mumbled an acceptance to her new life, and we noticed how things were down on Earth. An earthquake and a flood, so they got another dark wizard to fight against us. And only water can be defeated by air. If you would ask me, it's in the fire dark wizard against Savani. Oh yeah, I'm Virgo. What? Cassiopeia interrupted her thoughts. 2 daggers for Komong. There was a note on there that was similar to mine, saying, Say, Scorpio, the scorpion to transform. Komong did surprisingly just that, and we all followed. We teleported back and saw the boy from before, and a new dark wizard. Scratch that, they've really been the same from the start. This guy was, he really had some sort of attitude. He seemed annoyed by everyone. All everyone except Morgan. In fact, I think he was purposely avoiding her. What is it with all the guardians and dark wizards falling in love? Italius. Italy. Italy? Italy. He's Italy. He yelled at a cowering Italius. Ha, kind of a weird name. He yelled at a cowering Italian. Okay, wait. That was trying to attack Morgan. He looked confused and stopped and began to take on Navani. The other guy turned his attention to Anya, Margaret, and I. He used his power to launch us all into the air. We all yelled in unison, but I summoned my wings and used it to fly. I used my staff to punch him away. Salius panicked while fighting Avani and disappeared. The other guy groaned. Got a good look at his face. He had a sharp jawline and a bunch of ear piercings, and one on his lips, too. He also had black hair that kind of covered his eyes. We all cheered with Komong, who was sad about being unable to fight at this as much this time around. Okay, I need to address this now. Vonnie, I think you like Italians. I can't really control what you say, do or think, but you really should fall in love with this guy. He may seem shy, but who knows? He could kill you. It's also Wait, Sam, for you, Mike. Next, I was embarrassed. But Bonnie denied it completely. But it would once. We can have for sale Bonnie are huge. I didn't brush the topic away. So next we'd have to Spain next. I said with the onion, come on. You gotta say we're pretty close. Margaret and Morgan get along great, and Morgan seems to be the only one actually able to shut up Avani. So that was our seating arrangements. Which could switch protectors. Bunny's fine. Morgan is so shy it hurts. Come on inside. I cleared it out. Morgan is such a sweet girl. How could you not want to protect her? How dare you insult Morgan that way? She's such a sweetie. Couldn't hurt a fly. On the other hand, Bonnie has too much energy. It's my point. She's the water guardian. You'd expect her to have at least some sort of fighting spirit, she countered. We were bickering quietly, if that was even possible, for a long portion of our 16-hour flight to Spain. Chapter 5, Cancer, the Zodiac of the Disease. Pick one! That's terrible! Honestly, I got nothing to say again. Here's the reward of never knowing what to say in your 4 words. Congrats on winning for the writing awards. Long stop. The non-existent crowd yells. The 16-hour flight hadn't treated us, the Zodiacs, or the Guardian Princesses very well. We felt so exhausted we had to immediately teleport to Cassiopeia and sleep. She gladly let us sleep in the extra rooms she had. The next day, we got up together and went to our school this time around. I never thought I'd say this, but I was barely even paying attention to the teacher. Morgan seemed excited to be at the school, though. Maybe I should ask Avani and Morgan about this. We all ended up in different places throughout the day, so we decided we'd meet up during lunch and then after school. Anybody find any leads on our cancer? Avani questioned a bit loudly, and we all rushed to shush her before anybody looked at us too loud. The shushing made everyone pierce their eyes right through us, which is still better than people questioning us about us talking about cancer. I have a bad feeling nobody actually knows the characteristics of cancer. Cancers dislike strangers, reveals of personal life, and any criticism of their mother? I asked. Everybody glanced at me. Morgan and Margaret looked at me in fear. Kamang and Anya dramatically slammed their hands down. Lolita! They screamed, again a bit too loud. We again had to shush them, and they quickly apologized. That sounds a lot like our girl in a class named Lolita. She didn't like talking to us, didn't like us asking so many personal questions, and got mad at those yo mama jokes, Anya explained. And Kamang agreed quickly with her. Now that I think about it, Kamang and Anya get along way better than I expected. Hopefully I'm out of 30 of them very much. Okay, Kamang was a girl, but I remember... Okay, I remember Kamang and... Hold on, I remember Anya and Lolita being a ship. And I didn't think Komang would be a girl. I thought Komang was gonna be a boy. Hopefully not a third wheel to them very much. Well, I think I know what we can do. We can befriend her, and slowly we can introduce the rest of you guys to her. Then we should be able to take the punch, Komang explained her plan to us. It took about a week and a half to finally be able to make Lolita their cancer. In growing closer to us, she allowed the others to begin to call her Lita, and they learned that she likes art, relaxing in or near the water, helping loved ones, and a good meal with friends. Honestly, we learned so much from her and things about Spain that I'm actually sad to have to leave this all behind. Oh well, duty calls, I guess. Anyway, we were sitting together during lunch. Hey, we want to show you something, Morgan exclaimed. Lita agreed, despite how sketchy things seemed. The girls took her to the bathroom. Lita was confused at this point. Bathroom ritual. Cassiopeia teleport! We exclaimed together. We in the presence of Cassiopeia once again. He smiled warmly. She greeted Morgan and Ivani. Greetings there, Lolita. I've been told many things from everyone else, Cassiopeia greeted. She went into the story, and with everything in this past week and a half, she decided to become our Cancer. As Cancer, you are protector of Morgan. You have a sword which can turn into a crab or half crab where you pincers and Cassiopeia screeched unexpectedly. There we saw Italus, and his co-worker that had air powers. Now that I think about it, he looks very Chinese. Did I literally not notice, or am I stupid? Oh wait, dark wizards are in Cassiopeia's constellation. How did you get here? Avani hissed. It was easy. Where'd you casting the spell? You were in the girls' bathroom? Morgan yelled at the other guy. Oh, this is gonna be fun. He suddenly looked terrified as he tried to come up with an excuse, and Morgan used her water powers on him. Let's just get mad for a change. Littlest tried to escape, but Ivani charged right at him. We all decided to jump in, and Cassiopeia gave Cancer her sword. Cancer, the crab! I heard her yell. I wasn't paying any attention at all to her, but she jumped in as they were cornered. We congratulated Lita as she finished her fight, and we began to make preparations to head to Germany for our Pisces. I didn't make a fucking title. Oh my god, I love your title. Same, it's so life-changing. Oh my gosh, stop mocking me. Rip Rider, this should be the last Zodiacs. After that, we either get to see Arya or Shula. We're not sure who we're gonna meet next. Let's get into it. Well, the flight from Spain to Germany wasn't as long based on all the other flights. As usual, we got into a school somehow with getting caught for not having parents, being noticed, or whatever. For whatever reason, I'm just feeling meh today for who knows why. We'd figured out our Pisces in just a matter of hours for some reason. We plus with Kamang, Anya, Morgan, and Navani when we found out. So we easily were able to communicate with each other through the computers. They blocked websites on school computers, but couldn't think to install where they can watch what you're doing on the computers. Disobeying authorities, chatting over an email like that was kind of. There was a girl named Crescentia Dressley, who was very compassionate and artistic, gentle and wise, fearful, overly trusting, liked being alone, sleeping, and disliked being a know-it-all and being criticized. What can I say? When you're me, or Virgo, which is kind of the same thing, you can learn a lot about a person in just one class period. Despite her desire to be alone, she's friendly and overly trusting, so it's very easy to get her to come with us. That sounds suspicious. Originally, I wanted to try and trick the teacher and get everyone to skip the rest of the day. Too many complications forced us to wait until after school. At lunch, we decided to befriend her first. She got along well with Morgan and Margaret. See, I'm glad she befriended the two biggest sweethearts of the team. We can all agree they're baby. We did the whole shebang. Oh, wait. Well, anyway, we met up after school. We were chilling, and we decided to teleport her to Cass, as we usually did. Did the whole shebang. We looked down and saw Havoc on the school. Oh, and Ivani yelled in anger. We quickly glanced at her, then back at Cassiopeia. She smiled nervously for once. She never does that. She gets it from her father, she mumbled to us. We giggled, but Anya just stared right back at her. Who's the father of your children anyway? Anya asked accusingly. Anya, what the hell? Talk about that later since there's a problem. She seemed to gulp. Cassiopeia? Hiding something? Not what I thought would happen ever in a day of my life. He showed Crescentia how to transform, then we went back down. We leaned our heads onto a door. Whatever you do, if you hurt Morgan, I swear, yelled the air wizard. Ease, Yoon. Can you chill? Isn't our job to fight the Guardians anyway, so maybe we can, I don't know, get their powers? A chill and calming voice said. I guess the air guy is named Yoon, apparently. Avani bursts in, and an Idolist jumped. Yoon's nostrils flared at everyone except for Morgan. He can lie all he wants, but I saw a fake smile when he looked at Morgan. Two other guys I've never seen before, though I'm not gonna lie, they look good, were there too. They all got their wands, but Avani made an earthquake just as they stood up. So let's get out of here, Idolist yelped while dragging the rest of the Dark Wizards out of the school, while they struggled in Idolist's strong grip. Idolist and strong are not words I thought I'd ever hear in the same sentence. We sighed and welcomed our Pisces, Crescentia, to the team. I know you guys do a lot of traveling every time you claim a new zodiac, so where are we headed next? Crescentia beamed at Morgan and Ivani. So we get the last branch of zodiacs. We went and found Morgan and helped her get the zodiacs. This time, though, we decided we get my older sisters, Shula and Arya, and then we'll help Arya get hers next. We're getting a hotel in Spain. They already sent me their location. Why did I say Spain? Vani explained. So now we were trying to follow Vani with her horrible directions. Great! I'm so excited! And I checked my drafts. You might have seen that earlier, and there is no drafts. So it ends on chapter 6. That's where it ends. That's the problem with all these past stories. I never finish any of them, and it's sad. This would be fun to do, but I have a problem with I feel like I can't have just a story that's just one season or one short story or done. It's gotta have multiple parts to it, right? Um, Someday in the future, I'd love to reboot Yeah, I'd love to reboot this. When is that happening? Not for a while, probably. But in the meantime, if you'd like to check out my other stuff, watch more of my YouTube videos, like, subscribe, share, comment, check out my socials, subscribe to my Patreon to check out behind the scenes continent content, which will once people start joining, it's gonna include both my YouTube stuff and my writing stuff. So Kingdoms, Keikokuromiya, Cosmic Representations, Hybrid High, yeah, all that. And then if I reboot one of these old stories, you'll probably hear about it in Patreon first. Or I'll try to anyway. But anyway, that's it for this video. God, this took so long. I didn't expect this to take an hour. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. That's it. Bye!